Okay.
Welcome,
Go ahead.
welcome to the January slightly unattended meeting of the Winnsboro Live Poet Society. Really the only announcements we've got tonight are we've got Vance Gilbert appearing here tomorrow night with Kate Hearn opening, which will conflict with your thing. Kate
Hearn is where?
Opening for Vance Gilbert.
Oh, really?
Tomorrow night at the Winnsboro Center for the Arts. Vance is an African-American folk singer, which is rare, and he's from Boston. He's been in Winnsboro about, I think, twice since before when Crossroads was still here. And then, of course, we've got Ray Wiley Hubbard. On the 28th, we had one ticket left, a $45 ticket. It's just a single ticket.
How much that $45 ticket cost?
It's around $45. I could buy it and scalp it for $100, but you know, I'm not gonna do that. And then the other two big events coming up are Tom Paxton on the 23rd. Tom Paxton is a folk singer who was very, very popular in the 60s and 70s.
I remember him well.
And I'm really, really looking forward to him. And then we have Michael Martin Murphy coming up on June 10th. And we're already about a third of the tickets, and it's actually almost all the reserve tickets are sold for that. We still have some general admission tickets left. So those are the big numbers coming in. The next not so big one after Ray Wiley is Pierce Pettis. Pierce is a wonderful singer-songwriter, and he will be here on...
What's that name again?
Pierce Pettis.
Oh, yeah, he's a fabulous...
February the 12th.
Yeah.
Almost in time for Valentine's Day. So I'm really looking forward to Pierce. I've seen Pierce many times. I've recorded him a couple of times. And he's a really, really neat fellow. For those of you who may be listening and don't know it, I'm now in the office supply business here in the Emporium.
Office supply?
Since the desktop printing has closed its retail portion of their shop.
What, give a little detail on that.
Well, I can get anything you want, office supply related. If I don't have it in stock, I can order it.
Yeah.
If you need printer cartridges, you let me know.
What kind of stuff do you plan to stock?
Paper, copy paper. I have general purpose copy paper. I have 24-pound copy paper. I've got post-it notes and pens and pencils and data CD bars and Scotch tape and envelopes and pads and Pendaflex folders and binders, 1 and 2 inch binders, that type of thing. If you have a special request, I can order it.
And you're going to do some printing?
No, no printing.
Oh, no printing.
Desktop will continue to do printing on request, but I don't have capability of doing any printing. I don't do copying. I don't do faxing. As of now, I've not looked into the possibility of doing FedEx shipping. Desktop used to do FedEx shipping.
You might set that up?
Well, if I don't have to rent the equipment, I might set it up. But if the equipment is free, I'll do it. But if I have to rent the equipment, like you do with Pitney Bowes, then it's not cost effective for me to do that. But I will look into both FedEx and UPS.
That could be a traffic
as a shipping
enhancer.
So I don't make a lot of money on the office supplies, but I feel that it's a service that's needed in town. There are a lot of people that go through paper and we'll see. Hopefully, man, maybe make a few dollars from that. So that's it on my announcements. I'm sure you'll give me your announcements when you take the podium.
Well, only announcement I have is tomorrow night, you know.
Okay.
Music night at Change Chapel.
Okay. I didn't really prepare anything to read, so I'm going to go through take through a couple of these books and see if there's something here that was of interest here. some unknown poet named Robert Frost. I think I heard of him.
Okay, hold the book up and get a look at his face.
This is just
Keep holding it there a minute. It takes this a while to focus once you zoom. He was an interesting looking guy, wasn't he?
yeah. Anyway.
I think he read a poem at JFK's inauguration, didn't he?
I believe he did. Anyway, I'm just opening it random to see if there's anything here that's
Anything by Frost is probably good.
not too long here. I don't want to read anything too long. But this is simply called The Telephone. When I was just as far as I could walk from here today, there was an hour, all still, when leaning with my head against a flower, I heard you talk. Don't say I didn't, for I heard you say. You spoke from that flower on the windowsill. Do you remember what it was you said? First, tell me what it was you thought you heard. Having found the flower and driven a bee away, I leaned my head, and holding by the stalk, I listened, and I thought I caught the word. What was it? Did you call me by my name? Or did you say, someone said, come? I heard it as I bowed. I may have thought as much, but not aloud. Well, so I came. Name of this one is Revelation. We make ourselves a place apart, behind light words that tease and flout. But oh, the agitated heart, till someone find us really out. 'Tis pity if the case require, or so we say, that in the end, we speak the literal to inspire the understanding of a friend. But so withal, from babes that play at hide and seek to God afar, so all who hide too well away must speak and tell us where they are. To the thawing wind, thawing as in ice thawing. Come with rain, O loud southwester. Bring the singer, bring the nester. Give the berried flower a dream. Make the settled snowbank steam. Find the brown beneath the white. But whate'er you do, do tonight. Bathe my window, make it flow. Melt it as the ice will go. Melt the glass and leave the sticks, like a hermit's crucifix. Burst into my narrow stall, swing the picture on the wall, run the rattling pages o'er, scatter poems on the floor, turn the poet out of door. Last month I read some T.S. Eliot from Old Possum's book of Practical Cats. This is the book.
Okay, T.S. Eliot.
Old Possum's book of Practical Cats. Let's see. Some of these uses words I can't pronounce on a lot of things. This is called Macavity, the Mystery Cat. Macavity's a mystery cat. He's called the Hidden Paw, for he's the master criminal who can defy the law. He's the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair. For when they reach the scene of crime, McCavity's not there. McCavity, McCavity, there's no one like McCavity. He's broken every human law. He breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare. And when you reach the scene of crime, McCavity's not there. You may seek him in the basement. You may look up in the air. But I tell you once and once again, McCavity's not there. McCavity's a ginger cat. He's very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. His brow is deeply lined with thought. His head is highly domed. His coat is dusty from neglect. His whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake. And when you think he's half asleep, he's always half awake. McCavity, McCavity, there's no one like McCavity. For he's a friend of feline shape, a monster of depravity. You must meet him in a by-street. You may see him in the square. But when a crime's discovered, then McCavity's not there. He's outwardly respectable. He says he cheats at cards. And his footprints are not found in any file of Scotland Yards. And when the larder's looted, or the jewel case is rifled, or when the milk is missing, or another peak's been stifled, or the greenhouse glass is broken and the trellis past repair, aye, there's the wonder of the thing, McCavity's not there. And when the Foreign Office finds a treaty's gone astray, or the Admiralty lose some plans and drawings, by the way, there may be a scrap of paper in the hall or on the stair, but it's useless to investigate. McCavity's not there. And when the loss has been disclosed, the Secret Service say, it must have been McCavity, but he's a mile away. You'll be sure to find him resting, or a licking of his thumbs, or engaged in doing complicated long division sums. McCavity, McCavity, there's no one like McCavity. There never was a cat of such deceitfulness and suavity. He always has an alibi, and one or two to spare. At whatever time the deed took place, McCavity wasn't there. And they say that all the cats whose wicked deeds are widely known, I might mention Mungo Jerry, I might mention Griddlebone, are nothing more than agents for the cat who all the time just controls their operations, the Napoleon of crime. That's going to be it for me today. I think that's enough. I don't know what this was.
Thank you, Conrad Wolfman.
All right, I'm blinking. I got red dots every place.
Okay, thank you, Conrad Wolfman, for all those great announcements and your poetry. My name's Joe Dan Boyd, and I'm going to read one poem written by my late daughter, Tara, from her book, Rhythm, Rhyme, and Reason. She wrote in this particular case, she wrote under the name J.M. Vasques. She sometimes wrote under the name of J.R. Vasques.
Can you turn a little bit? It's in the glare.
Sometimes Joey Vasques, and sometimes Tragic Rabbit.
Okay.
Hardly ever wrote under her actual name. But I'm going to read this one. This picture of her in her kind of her prime, you might say, when she was at her best health-wise. And the poem I'm going to read by my late daughter is called Sorcery. S-O-R-C-E-R-Y, Sorcery. And it goes as follows. Smile at me and sparkle. Bewitch me with your charms. Make me forget tomorrow when I'm within your arms. Wrap my hand in your hand. Weave spells around my heart. Please capture me with kisses beguile me with dark art. Keep me in your prison, chained tight with links of love. Torment me with tender touch, as soft as any dove. Charm me with your laughter, then tempt me with your fire. Oh, leave me aching for you, ensorcelled with desire. Voodoo in the morning and glamour in the night, make me your spellbound prisoner, bedeviled with delight. Enchantment comes easy when I'm alone with you. You conjure up a potion that is a heady brew. Bind me with your magic or trust me not to go. How much you fascinate me, you just don't seem to know. High up in your towers, down in your dungeons deep, I dream of you in daytime, I sing you when I sleep. Smile your sparkles at me, bewitch me with your spell, and I will never leave you, for you have loved me well. That's her poem on sorcery. And now I will conclude with the traditional paragraph from How to Read a Poem, book that is subtitled And Fall in Love with Poetry by Edward Hirsch. We've been reading this for a long time, one paragraph at a time. We're now in chapter 2, page 1 of chapter 2, page 31 of the book. Here's today's paragraph. Okay, this paragraph starts off with a foreign language word, which I will attempt to pronounce as if I know what it means. Polisis means making, and as the ancient Greeks recognized, the poet is first and foremost a maker. The Greeks saw no contradiction, and I don't think we should either, between the truth that poetry is somehow or other inspired and simultaneously an art, a craft requiring a blend of talent, training, and long practice. Open the Princeton Encyclopedia of Poetry and Poetics to the entry for poesie, P-O-E-S-I-E, and you discover that in the Renaissance, the word makers, as in courtly makers, was an exact equivalent for poesy, P-O-S-I-E. I'm sorry, I missed that word. The word actually is the exact requirement for poets, P-O-E-T-S. The word poem, P-O-E-M, became English in the 16th century, and it has been with us ever since to designate a form of fabrication, a type of composition, a made thing. Thus ends our paragraph for this month. I can't wait for next month's paragraph. I might even cheat and read it in the interim. But nevertheless, thus concludes the January 2016 meeting of Live Poet Society of Winnsboro, founded by Bonnie Sarkeesian. Not here today because she's in another part of the world. Did have an email from her today, and she is looking forward to being back with us. And she did say something about hope that her friend Andy got the word for today's meeting. I don't think I have an email address for her friend Andy. Maybe she will hear this and send it to me. So that's it for this month, and thank you, Conrad, for holding the camera.